Miałeś swagwego. So let's do number 2 of reading the Seneca language. I'm going to include translations on this one, just so if you want to add these words to your list, you can. But today I'm going to talk about S's and H's because when you have S and H in Seneca, they are different sounds than when you see in English, right? So in English, SH is a sh sound, but in Seneca, S and H are separate sounds. Then you have to pronounce them. So the SH sound, in the years I've been teaching, I notice is one of the more overlooked sounds that kind of just gets glossed over. Doesn't get pronounced a lot. So I'm going to try to help you out with, because I demand this of my students when I teach them, is to make sure, number one, separate their S's and H's, and two, make sure to pronounce them. So we'll do a couple words with it. So the focus is the S and the H, but you'll actually see and hear other parts of the word as well. So the first one I have is for right here. It's foggy. Dios hado guayent. Dios hado guayent. Right? So Dios hado guayent. Dios hado guayent. Dios hado guayent. Dios hado guayent. So right here, Yos hado guayent. Like I said, if you can get to the S, then add the H. Sometimes it's hard for people to just go into sa, but it's possible. Dios hado. Dios hado. And that's what I said. Here's the difference between Yosha and Yosa. Yosha, Yosa. Yosha, Yosa. If you can hear the difference, that's what it is. Yosha, Yosa. So providing a difference, if you say it or don't say it. If it's written in, you want to say it. Geis hewa. Geis hewa. Geis hewa. Geis hewa. Geis hewa. Nagando, my belly. So difference between geis he versus geisei. This is geisei. Geisei. Geis he. Geis he. Geisei. But this one is geis he what. Geis he what. Another one almost the same. Gus hate da. 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 You get the Gus hate da. Gus hate da. That's a word for bottle. It's really close to this word car. This one is got say da. So we're not focusing on an SH combo on this one, but this one Gus hate da versus got say da. They got all the same sounds, just glottals moved. Anyways, difference between Gus hate and gusate. Gus hate, gusate. Gusate, gusate. Gus hate, Gus hate. Gus hate, gusate. All right, so you can practice those. This one still has bottle in there. And gaze hate the diet. 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 So here you have a nasal E bumping into a G, so it makes a eng. That letter N sound is in there. Eng. And gaze hate the diet. I'll warm up the bottle. Again, gaze hate, gaze hate, gaze hate versus gaysate. Gaysate, gaysate. We don't want this one. Gaze hate. And gaze hate the diet. This one is a more difficult one because it starts off right at the front. So you have to, if you can do those other ones, just you're starting off. Hey, 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 hey again, hey again, hey again. So I'm going from a s into a hey, hey. I don't want to say sahe. I just want to say hey, hey again. Take some practice. So this is quick. Hey again. Hey again. You see her. You see her. Hey is you to her. Versus this one is say again. That's just you. You see it. Say again. Say again. Say again. Say again. Say again. Say again. Next one. Gayadons het. Gayadons het. Gayadons het. Gayadons het. Gayadons het. Gayadons het. Dons het. That's what you want. Gayadons het. That's book or paper. So contrast. Dons het. Dons het. Dons het versus dons het. Dons het. Dons het. You'll also notice that this nasal is bumping into a consonant, but it's a S. So it's not ons, it's just ons. Dons het. Dons het. This one would read dos het. All right. But there's no N sound in here, right? So even this, you never hear nobody says Gaya dons het. They don't say dons het. It's just dons het. Gaya dons het. So it doesn't always make an N sound when it bumps into stuff. August heart. August heart. August heart. See, I'm messing up right here. I need to mind. August hat. August hat. August hat. So that's a good example, like to go on autopilot or just make a mistake. They happen. All right. There's clearly the two dots above, but I read ah. This word does fluctuate between, if I say you remember, sus hot, and then August hat. So it goes between ah and eh. And there I just went on autopilot. So August hat. August hat. August hat. Oh, August hat. You got that lengthened hat, and then you got a glottal stop, so you got to close your throat, and then you have an S. August hat. I remember. I remember. So here's the difference between us hats, us hats, us hats versus us sats, us sats, us sats versus us hats, us sats versus us hats. Can you hear the difference? Can you hear the H? And can you hear when the H isn't in there? And looks like that's all the words I picked today, and even made a nice little mistake in there. So good luck on your reading and separating your S's and H's. Joggle.